Neshem Yamwakwaba Yensha and Semno Ase. Nemom Kai Nashan so deluxe paint for paint to Diana Dino Ho and ye fe na niema entumi enkoye. Yensha Semno Ase na ye free areho semwa ye free mu enche kra. Enu se waman Ghana say ye gu ahoboa mu den. Ye hwe se ye betumi qualify na wiase nyina bonsu akese yi a wono ma no enye yi nanso ya de fans. A fe no World Cup no. Ya kwa pre na se yenti yie na yensaka ye de abagana ha na wiase nso ye kan aman a wo mo ye ade ball bo ho a yetumi akan Ghana e de aka ho eno kra de eno eye on the face of the pink sheet but ade no ankasa de hyemu ama Ghana fo ani abre ene se we betumi ama kwan ama Ghana fo bi supporters no ebi akwa America akohwe match ebi akwa Canada akohwe match no ebi wadwen ko ho. In fact, travel and tour phobia kohunu malam force wo monkanche na Ghana ntumi qualify. Ebi mo nso bom paye wo bia wan hidden agenda. Se anya hwe kra no, obetumi akwa America no akohwe match no ebi. Enti obi e bom paye. Boys ni bi kra. In fact, many wo mo ya adwen. Se aban pa wontwa special levy. No da bia e betua 10 cedis. E dey support Black Stars. De eso wo mo ye bia wo mo nye no wo mo wene. Enko World Cup no ebi. Eni se ene e de ho hihye mu kikiri oh ebe ye enye ye edi kan ba ya line up no ba ya na ebi mu abamubu ye ebi si o we de enkonko ye ebi nsusu o we ne sa de ekọ no utumu se line up ne kire se draw ne ye pe ekọ wie ya commander sofoi atumi achi yen ama chese ye nwira ho ye ho aho anti awerho mu ene amede abetena ha me se mo sansemi areho so papa woman hye na yen hwe we no ani da so asa anasa ni da so no kakra e wo ha eba ne se ya ball bone de me de minimu a eye se player ba ko ya nansen wagi din ye fe ne simple kudus ono kwa players e wo mu nyina de minim no e wo Black Star no mu eno no na bia abedi ma no de ne Jordan wo mu ana minim wo mu aka de minim ba akokora enti ball ne de enye me line ya me special guest a wo mu wo studio ha guest number 1 ye fro say
Meshak Nkrumah the sports doctor
guest number 2
ko gabe ye boa ya wadonko
ya wadonko de ne de esu pa no adi gina ni mu ho no ni hwe a ho ne ho saa but mama nhwe kwame mama nhwe asem famfiro so de asi enne yen hwase ensu
Bragofi no krepe wo mu ni say team ne de hope nim no krepe wo mu no ene say team no hope nim because ye hwe coach na ugina touch line na somebody like me say me hu ne nsa no adwuma wo team nim
Angel FM
kakra bi na me hu ne last game a ye bo against Madagascar
okay
kakra bi de me hu ye ne say wo hu say o yusu all angles en fa de obeya ne say ye cross na ye heading she and also the only plan I will use wa Brakofi wo bre papa because Ghana ye wo wingers omuni ball ne ball ye wo enesuama mo even Kudus kra no timi ball from the wings ye wo Jordan onoso operate from the wings ye wo Joseph Pentel mo ye wo Osman Bukari mo nyina ye wingers on any day on betimi ama match I say yes omo ye wingers ankasa but ye coach nim enya any plan be obetimi use this kind of players ebema ye goals your problem have been scoring goals it against Madagascar they also ya ne also cross na ye head it na ye game na ye boy say eno no ye na anso be use
Angel FM
and of course say only opponent ne boy especially say okonya team omu defenders ne height no e wo so a obebre and a ball no so no Brakofi 90 minutes no enye team ba ko na ebo no aka say o me bona ekosey a omusanfa ball na me starting fresh na me
محافظ على النتيجة
onto say menya go eye den obia benya ni day kakra wo but o head the coach Chris Uti ne players ne ye ya as a players no yesu say e pese e call US ne Canada amafo cry say o Mexico mpodie ye free mu ye de pe Canada ne US njamafo omo madi kan kobo friendly matches no omo de omo nya yi no omo say de be do sa atam na omo nya dan ne ade de agu ye ho but akwa say players no kwa na pese tena buruchire omo pese yenso ye be ko obi akwa hebo aba what you say
meba ho as to ye kwane de no me de beba ya wadonko ho pa fi say de na we say dwa no but ma me hwe to say your first match in Sunday win here
yeah share 1-0
1
yeah
and a second one ni wo ma share
1 you better free
and they say you could have just 3 points
you could 3 points you need go
group be nipa team back on the qualifier and I say how is it
yes we dey car fire ni say group bia no country back on be qualified there free and country back on be qualified the ones the first no na oba no abebo playoff the any Nigeria ko boy home and away no ahente no dey na advantage e wo mu kakra position kra abedan and no credit me dem but we no your friend say 6 countries in a group eti wa be top no automatically will qualify no wa World Cup no the only thing that you can do and it's be top group no so we are in a group of Chad, we are in a group of Central African Republic, Mali, and so a group and Madagascar and Comoros now unim okay Comoros for we no ye kwa AFCON embra Ghana nyina hu say ye team ne ye football na gu no sa team we ye kwa AFCON e wo Cameroon and say ya omo share 4-2 say game no ye ball draw crank etimi kra qualify e ball round of 16 but the same Comoros and omo share 4-2 obeka ya say game na Andre the you d red card no and you Ghana nyina ye hu say da bi ade na du no yen say esangu ye bo say ade ni gyeye and ye sha say ye pe players da omususu ane ade ne ye de omo aba hihim na anka ade na timi akonenim and ye see project no otoado be DF mu kakra ono mpo de na onim yenim so ntimi nya adwuma ne nche ye kwa World Cup ne ba ya na see da bi adwuma no wajai and ye see emfama Chris Hutton
video de mo boy problem ne ho de copyright of we de ko
enti Kofi ye team ne de ye like ye players ne de ye nim so ma ho de ne nto esiamo ne Sulemuntari ne Asamoah Jamo but you hwe ye age na uhwe ye coach a one team na tena be se 1 year anka won expect bibi say emfa free Black Stars especially World Cup qualifiers because social countries na ye ni omo group ni nyina ye ne yakọ World Cup but ekobani say ni etwefa ye bo a na Comoros atia ye wo AFCON na wasan to den safra ye wo ni fie wo Moroni na wasan atia ye biamu dia na say Kofi ye bo no still na am say hwe na o say hwe gu from na san sha but babi adun so yentimi sha because ye pese ye kwa America ye pese ye kwa Canada ye pese ye kwa hwebo America samba because
ya wadonko ono na mfani di nkoma asema atwe o mafane series in fact World Cup we no o mafane World Cup pa
omde nipa kuma edi agro Dockers for me ni to so ma mpacha obi a onye coach kura be on secretary onye coach wa bon Kofi hwade o bo 4-3-3 we be obo Inaki Williams o bo no mfinfin o bo no one Baba Mohammed ene Salis omo ye holding no as a striker attacker Inaki no number 9 ade bon wins wo the hwe because of so person Andrea you enya playing time or did the day you buy enti or did the day mo makwa akobo force 9 and or Inaki abe she mfinfin wo ye coach abe yes ade we ade Black Star na ayu for na yomo dia na Black Star na yomo dia edi entina the day you obi at the last time obo Nottingham Forest about 13 matches pe even though about half season out of 19 EPL about 13 FA Cup wa mobi possible 26 matches about 13 in akra wa mo 90 minutes that one started that now by out the number best started ama Inaki Williams position on ubetima bon we yinaba
Angel
ada na mudi ni pakuma edi agrosa mudi ni pakuma edi agro Comoros and the lead over 6 points Ghana eni wusem eni arewusem Kofi we ade omdi ni pakuma edi ade omdi ni pakuma Chris Hutton aka me so onimu hwi onimu adwuma Gabi mu na appointing no omo mefa ne nko omo nya politics no omo ye no ade adwuma no onim hwe na wo Andrea you ono obo ate the first game Andrea you the enti ade ne call ye ne kan team sheet no ye ne tena bench na se ne epeti mama no etu be ha ade ne kan ho ade tin ya na wonya contract etu we nche se no ntini we mandate se mbe ma no playing time
Angel
na bo Comoros just put am mo draw keke wakwa ko lose game we. Who coach? Who bought 2 holding? Who Barcelona na everybody na minim ka we 6 holding. Who Comoros who bought 2 holding. Baba Idris were good. Otimi win ball. Be ontimi release ball. Ne pass nye. And so the account first game no wasaye. Mudi nipa kuma. Diagro. Nipa Destiny. US. Hey!
Canada.
Angel FM.
Rako video mo ye na ehu Canada pa o ye ko bobo a supporter mi ticket ni koko hebi no. Won de omo ye. Omo de omo ntra omo behu.
Hey.
Me say Gabi omo na de Christian team ba omo nyi no. Omo fa ne ko. Onimu hwe, onimu hwe.
Na baby adu de uyi na enye yi o.
Dabi be ye say be ko break be ye omo nyi no.
Hey.
Omo nyi no.
Chance you have a craft kono. We have you say ya.
Edi anim guase nie. Edi anim guase pe ni anim guase be nie. Ye no an say na me. Why pa na coach be na adwemu da ho de de you be start boy. E wa bra oni coach bia no wa onim nyansa na adwemu da ho be ye de oye no.
Angel FM.
But the Ghana done politics ni ade. Oh, Andrew the S wo team na ne dia. Mu fa nche omo e. Adai. Time bia Jordan ni the best start bia enko yi. Enso still mu nsu nyansa.
FM.
Nsu nyansa mo ni
statistics a chance
kra bebre mepa ma wo enche.
Hey.
Wahu. Na mo sori a ye ka bibia muntie. Ye ka bibia muntie. You see a bensu so anke show ma de day you and then at the day baby bia ma black star.
Angel
And then obey.
As I didn't show shina show from Hefa. Is this Ghana news?
Canada ni you ye be ko bo aba keke o ye ko bo aba.
Having on it.
Ye ko bo e wo so ahim ma ba o. Hwe de omo ye hwe de omo ye. Ye ko bo aba. Na Chris Uti ni dede ni wanwam so omo me nko. Awrehu o so ayesu apama cha abom pa nyina mo antie. 2 matches pe. Yeah, tete abetiana ne cha 2 would at no kase 2 pe. Ade omo ye no be ye makoma ya ne kwa so amanya ya papa apart from some mama bet adien ya
Angel FM.
ade enti na wo started it menti ase o ade we obi chairman se so obo inaki wo mfinfi na dede mo first 9 menti ase doctor chairman menti ase
ye hwe game no em say me ne samina na no bi sam say adan na inaki amobia na Tibi crash as Adam said there be no ref.
Okay, next a position at the netro ye no and position.
It's later na be who said there be and no cry na be after 15 minutes. And I mean so what center circle around when I'm okay, inaki na ojina ho no. So what I say. Brako fi ye coach ne die. Coach ne die. GF4 be kan na say o mo ana e person o mo ye ya na o mo yi ni free. But o mo dibem. GF4 na say o mo dibem. Nti na on say ya o kan nyina no. Oso offer Gabi mmefo mu coach. Coach a ye na sign contract and contract be end 2024 there. Say World Cup no en kan budget ho.
Angel.
Nti wo free ma ono no owie o agi ni sika okọ. Ye say so wo pam na wo be compensate no. Ye say GF mu mama ni nya den. We mu na be kan na ye say o. Mo na mo be bia mo pese mo wo na say.
I don't go even mention bisasa asemi. Or say so you are making all this noise because of your bet and then Canada and America and also
because medin we are sembe no person watch no Ghana ni me tell be ko US
o kroben so bisanso o kroben so o man bem
on check country o am
Yvonne Nyabutre o US ni aka no Canada o Everybody amount what ya ku edi agro ye ko US no because of US ye keke hey wo de mo enko no mo share 100 200
ye koduro no so
mo na ye pese ye ko hebo ye ko hebo
ye kodu US no mo say o ball no kra nya mo no be ban ye kra
ye ni problem bia ye pese ye ko hebo oba
Angel FM.
But with this coach Brako fi yebre
na Otuado etimi organize Ghana team we me ko Nigeria e ko ball draw the qualify World Cup afena jam where talent e wo
if mention say o UK no
ayo when me feel what omra Ghana oba meyi na no oba Ghana meyi na no what dey mean na no
you better want say but picture mo painting kire say yentu ya game na calculation kakra ho
calculation there calculation there ho
okay
because say Jamali mo so etwetwe for ball draw ne ade say obi ball draw no na bia ho so but unya 3 points no to aso be 3 4 na ma hope no so what I say but se see and Brako fi unu say o start se see no am jo points na ngu a e be ka be 2-3 matches a team bia e bia wa bo be 4-5 matches in the group a on win bi da no obanso obekọ ni fie te say child money Central African Republic on twe ma da na mu aye den te say Comoros we na wakọ ni fie wa show one e bia no na ekọbọ last game now so pesa 3 points na dey akọ US Comoros obeba Ghana akra san ba be hyew
Awusiafo yanko yanim yadamu ase yawadonko ene Kwame Nkrumah sports doctor. In fact the woman ka ha no a representation yabeka ne say a microcosm in a macrocosm. Ketua bi e wakasiem. Upia bonten a omanfo su boys no better dinkofo ena woman so e bom pae sen kebetua ma omanya kwan akọhwa America ne Canada kakra no woman so ahyase esu badenka achi monfa mo ho anyim achu monko bungunsa obi anya de obetumi bia na entumi amoa na me yanko ya nimu associate professor in fact our marketing department University of Ghana Professor Kobi Mensa and wodin sem atodwa say Dr. Mamudu Bawumia onka na no ntum say omampanyin dada John Dramani Mahama e de abetodwa say Ghana economy no say eye ne 24-hour economy enye se efiri anopa akopem anwumre ane yakoda na ade a chia na adwene agya de ama bayifo no mo wi nipa nam na yagya de ama bodamfo a mo nenam ye touchline ne akromfo nemom yemfa anadwo no so enye adwuma empo wo hwe ne hihye no mu a wo kire se anadwo adwuma a wo be form manfo so mo nya adwuma anadwo no o light bill no se oti 100 cedis obe mo 50 cedis half ni nyina ne se opese production cost anadwo no ana afi nso no ema emonfo sese bi adwuma bi efa nipa du na ye adwuma day time a wo mon san fa du nka ho mo nso nya adwuma night time enti se fruit juice and you produce 100 bottles a night nso yan produce 100 ne nya 200 ne nya bebre anom na ne bo abafom ne yasen export to bi na dwen ene hihya ode ba ne no na Dr. Mamudu Bawumia se twia kai ode enti Dr. Mamudu Bawumia nam so ma professor adwen.
Hey, I hear John Mahama has a new idea. I hear John Mahama has a new idea. I hear John Mahama has a new idea that he wants a 24-hour economy. I say, I don't know where he got the idea from, but it is not a bright idea. The 24-hour economy cannot be legislated by government. Today, there are many businesses that are already open for 24 hours. Hospitals are open for 24 hours. You can buy electricity 24 hours. Banks, because of digitalization, you can transfer money for 24 hours. You can receive money for 24 hours. There are many chop bars that are open for 24 hours. The police is working for 24 hours. Security services are working for 24 hours. So what is this 24-hour economy that you want to bring? It is purely an issue for any business. If you feel you will make money opening 24 hours, there is no law preventing you from opening. But this is one idea that John Mahama thinks he has brought. It is a bad idea. It is an idea that has not been thought through. Hey, I hear John Mahama has a new idea that he wants a 24-hour economy. I say, I don't know where he got the idea from, but it is not a bright idea. The 24-hour economy cannot be legislated by government. Today, there are many businesses that are already open for 24 hours. Hospitals are open for 24 hours. You can buy electricity 24 hours. Banks, because of digitalization, you can transfer money for 24 hours. You can receive money for 24 hours. There are many chop bars that are open for 24 hours. The police is working for 24 hours. Security services are working for 24 hours. So what is this 24-hour economy that you want to bring? It is purely an issue for any business. If you feel you will make money opening 24 hours, there is no law.
Dr. Mahmudu Bawumia and Nania Brenner Hosano say asem we die Omampanyin dada John Dramani Mahama anka ne ye kra. Na waka sa asem wie ye no. Oh. Yentie John Dramani Mahama abra onam bro ne afobantam emu. Nsem a odi tu dwafa ne policies no.
Recently, I talked about a 24-hour economy. And many people are coming and saying, oh, it's not a well thought through program. People are doing 24-hour economy already. If one pharmacy is doing 24 hours, if one factory is doing 24 hours, that's not what I'm talking about. Everybody should be encouraged to be able to do a 24-hour shift. Because we have the harvest season now, the bumper harvest. Factories that are processing agricultural products should be able to run 2 shifts so that they are able to process as much of the agricultural produce as possible. There's nothing wrong with that. And so if already one factory is doing it and others are not doing, what we're saying is that we will give incentives for everybody who wants to run a 24-hour shift system to be able to do that, so that more young people can be employed. But we know that there will be obstacles. One, you need to provide security, because people must be able to work in the night without armed robbers going to attack them. So it means that we must provide more police officers. We must provide all those companies with security so that they are able to do their work. But if we have to provide more police officers and security men, it means we will employ more young people to join the security services to be able to make the 24-hour economy work. And so it doesn't mean that if already 1 or 2 industries are doing it, or 1 or 2 companies are doing it, we cannot provide incentives for more of them to do it so that they can provide opportunity for more young people to get work. And so it is our policy, we'll implement it. It's not by force. When we come, we'll open it. The initiative is available. Any company that wants to work a shift system and work more than the 8 hours that they normally work, from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, they will sign on.
Abusiafo enti ensem no eno no otie Dr. Mahmudu Bawumia eno Omampanyin dada John Dramani Mahama ono nso ne nchemu a owo fa saa asemi eho na asemi akoye twema mentwe saa yenko Professor Kobi Mensa ho na yene no eni nkomo oya associate professor of marketing at University of Ghana. Prof Anyway yemwajo
Mejodo
yada sepan so ene wobre yemisao 24 hour ebisi possible ebisi nya possible but o poster oh yeah also can someone tell Bawumia to stop complaining about someone's 24-hour economy and tell us what he's got? Does it mean sir you believe in the idea of the 24-hour working hours no?
Of course, I believe. I mean, sir, those of us are Yatna Bruchida. I'm sure don't want to what's UK, don't know what's US that. I don't know what's maybe Asian, some of the Asian countries that. And you mean there, most companies, most organizations, you know, war hours are where you do cleaning companies, for example. Obia what's UK beyond you mean there, most of the cleaning companies, you know, when they do my because between the hours of 9 or 8 to let's say by 5, you know, in actual workers, you know, now 1 hour upon most of the cleaning companies from 6 o'clock now I start to clean. I mean, I remember I used to work at Hainault for the tube station. You could do around 2 o'clock. You could clean the train. One more train, one coach. In the general, they clean. In Tibano, particularly to the coaches will be from 5 o'clock. The coaches now cleaned. Now, most people in UK know that economy works. I mean, there are so many businesses will operate 24 hours. And I don't see where Obibekade as in Juma there. Of course, you will talk about the other environment, the security environment. You know, what kind of security facilities are you providing for people to feel confident? These are some of the issues able to make there. How are they going to address it? And if the former president is the plan to form, not kade your best security there, best security there. I don't see how somebody could stand somewhere and say that on Yejuma when other countries are actually doing it. I don't see the point.
But our church utie Dr. Baumia or see your joint be a 24 hours dada. Enti enya de foforo na obi afa ne say policy. Will you agree to that?
I think the oyazo too good. I mean, you don't speak like that. What are the economy? Economy doesn't mean that if you ankran juma krubi where you juma in your fa na kada 24-hour economy. That is a what you call propaganda. You can't say that. Economy. We're talking about the units. We are talking about Ghana as a unit. Is that say? In the Ghana as a unit, it's not an isolated case there. Obi bread company be or you demand 24 hours, not 24-hour connect. That is not the case. We are saying that another in Chechima, former president also the 24-hour economy. We mean that the unit of Ghana, no, you are going to provide certain systems that make sure that people can comfortably decide to work when they want to work within certain hours. That is not the case now. In terms of the 24-hour economy is already in place. It is not.
All right.
Because behind him, the extensively Ghanaians by 8 o'clock and covered that.
And yeah, no correct. And I need the jadi ama by for. Yeah, that's it, bro. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Professor Kobi Mensah and Yokotie no enti enchemu a wono so ede aba no no comment betumi dia fa Facebook on yakenkan ede ama yetwa ensem no so a asuafo bi atwe love letter ede akoma John Dramani Mahama na we mo wo ye anese for mo krobo nursing training school na wo mo acheche ensem ahodo mu pa yenti love letter no.
We were presented with what seemed like a fresh virgin. Please accept our unreserved apology for not heeding your counsel during the 2016 election. From the depth of our hearts, we sincerely apologize. Your throne, your patrol, your pleading. Please forgive us.
Anase for no love letter no ena yakenkan bi de akire no wo mo kire so mo pachew wo mo anu wo mo ho pa na ba bia wo mo aba no koye ene niema ahodo a asie no wo mo sre John Dramani Mahama won fo mbo ne nche wo mo na wonsan emra na yentie ne nsem ade tudwa efa nurses eho
Nanado and Baumia said they'll pay the allowances. I beg you, Nanado and Baumia, if you are hearing me, we are here in Krobo, nursing training school. They said 2 years now you haven't paid them their allowances. Let the alawa come. Wherever you are, Krobo nursing trainees are begging you, let their alawa come. What we noticed was that because of training allowances, we were not able to take as many people into the colleges as we should, because the number that we were taking was based on how many people we could pay the allowance. At that time in 2017, if you calculated the first salary of a nurse, it was something around 1,500 when you come out as a fresh nurse. And the money that was being used to pay trainee allowances could recruit 13,000 nurses every year. So we said, look, let's take the allowance, let's invest it in building more hospitals, in providing more hostels and classrooms in the colleges, so that we can bring more of our children into the colleges to train. That was our intention. And so we didn't even say we are taking the training allowance away and replacing it with nothing. We said we are going to replace it with a student loan scheme, so that you can take the loan, finance your education. When you come out, if you don't have a job yet, nobody will come and ask you for the money. But when you start working, we will take it little by little by little by little until you are finished paying.
John Dramani Mahama nasi besia mahani ana wote nene no na wasan de to dwa kyerɛ sɛ kyɛwpa na wo mo pa ne de wate na mmom wo mo ayɛ bɔne no wo betumi asesa no kwan wo betumi afa so asesa bɔne no ɛne nie.
When there's a race between lies and the truth, lies will always take the lead. But eventually, in the end, the truth will be revealed. It is only now the blinkers on our eyes, the scales on our eyes have fallen off. And we can see that this has been the worst political scam in the history of politics, not only in Ghana, but in the whole of Africa.
I was here for your trust. I could say about Quajo was in there, and the American as well as Laquin as a wa. Onia is it Pauletta? Was it Kofi necessary more bododo under a Kufuado and Bawia government or chair, but me sure said you see now sound of person use no necessary more bododo. Was it Mahama? Not an option, but NPP have made him an option. Kwekusechi message no. Mamem komanim parliament and a debate no asha said den agrek adwadie na afi sikasem ho nsem wonim sa ban akoma sika budget ne dia todwa na minority side no yentie de omo kan ye FR 2024 budget no ho.
Ghanaians are not ready for any experiment anymore. Ghanaians are ready for an experienced, capable, humble, and a strong man who can deliver the people out of And in 2024, His Excellency will bring back John Dramani Mahama and save the people of Ghana from this disastrous economic management. Mr. Speaker, I would like to end on a note that today our finance minister and the president, when they travel out, they are not going for economic diplomacy. They are going to beg our bilateral creditors, please, we can't pay. Please, we can't pay. That's why he's not here. He's roaming in Germany now. And yet, he's getting back. Unfortunately, they say they want to break the 8. These are Konongo Kaya people.
Deficit. When we say deficit, it simply means your revenue against your expenditure. When your expenditure is above your revenue, you get a deficit. You finance that deficit by borrowing. And by borrowing to finance that deficit, you accumulate your debt. That is why, Mr. Speaker, by 2022, our debt to GDP was 98.1%. This is their track record. This is their terminal report. Mr. Speaker, having dealt with the factual inaccuracy, let me come back to my real substantive debate. Mr. Speaker, I have in my hand here annual GDP. Unfortunately, now they've done almost 8 years. So you can compare NDC 8 years and MPP 8 years.
Abusiafo mrashibejafo mienu na wote wobo ene no de otwatwe John Abu Jinapo wono na wote se okasa no ansana no na bolega mrashibejani wono nso edikan akasa na yenhwe dodo no a wo mu aban no afa no wo mu nso mrashibejafo ni bi ekasa honorable abena wo se asare Deputy Trade Minister Wakasaye Steven Amwastika yentie se ne hosu ya onde enche no hosu.
Favorable global trends with a barrel of oil priced at a modest $43 per barrel. That the government of 2016 disappointedly achieved a mere 3.4% growth rate. Regrettably, the fiscal discipline was cast aside in favor of elections. The siren call of electoral enticement led to the disregard of prudent financial management. The IMF program was derailed, Mr. Speaker, and 4%. They projected inflation at 7.3%, and what did we see? 15.4%, without any issue with COVID, the Russian-Ukraine war, or the current trend in which we find ourselves. This was what they did in an election year.
To not the fact that the children will be riding the road to eat. They prefer that the children will have peaceful so that when we come to Ghana, all of them are doing out. Like President Nana
abusuafo enti MPs no ene brofo na wo mokọ kan ye no de edi kan no wo se o aban kese ne sika sam ne nkontabu no enko yie kra we nso si o mo nso kra mo de na nyanya de ne ye kya mo de ntia no a we preto so na we preto so eno ne brofo tenten no ni nyina se call you say ba you kotofu e go o tie me na ya driver ni abowura go na kotofu e wo ho eno na weekend we betumi de atwa kwantenten a o car no engine no emmo na problem bia entumi emma but wo event bia ebobo ba bronya no kra esan ba adonko soft drinks no wonya bi na wonom a ebeboa wo pa fa bi serve ahoho no na ahoho no ani enye wo frɛ 0244 832286 ye no bedi nkomo na yama obi aton bronya bre enyina emu yenkwa yanim National Youth Authority ede tudwa se mabunu ewo man Ghana mu no edu ba bia se wo tu no ho acha kan tete na nka wo ho a obete ne yekọ oman adwuma na ye nyina aka bom obi afa ne sekan park so ne yakọ akodo ne ade ne yesi ne nyina sesei afiri ho na sa volunteerism no free ho a emanipa enhye den twene ni enwe wo man no ho kese enam so ama deputy CEO Emma National Youth Authority no wode nsem bi atodwa se omanfo nhwe na wo mo entu anamo e wo ho ne titru ne maburu no opani Nelson Owusu ansa e kire se utu ho che e de bo man a eboa
da idi ye ni 5 December na amansan ye si wo se ye fanye eye da ani nkai du ema eye tu ho achadwuma a ye e wo memu ha anase ya sha fanye nyina ye frɛ no volunteerism ti ya to dimi International Volunteers Day Sunday wiase afane nyina kahia kwan a ye befa so a ye betima bo ye ho nkaye ye nyase ye behwe na eye tumu achadwuma ani tuntudwuma a eja se bi o ye ni sika nya ye no ye nyina ye de ho ahye ye tima pega ye man ma ye man no esibo ye man Ghana ha no eye afie twa mu ne ye hwa ase se yeso ye de ho njo amansan ne bibia no yeso yakaka ye mu se
enti na eho afutuo ene nkyeremu a eba ye eno no wasane tudwa se emabunu no se utu ho e de che woman a eye amfaso a wunya no ebini
ye ma ye dipre na emabunu ye mo mu sa no mo ye no yesese bi mo ya to agu emfaso papa bi wo ho enti ne yesi wo ye bi se ne biase a ye we be bia be fa bia no mo ni chichi kro e ye volunteerism it is a mansan eba time ko e friend United Nations dey si wa woni nipa e won ti wo si ho yesi babulu bi o kura na sebi woni sese obetima ye dwumadie bi na so na volunteerism so sa etimi ko ye bi ba no se yes we ni ade ade betumi aye onye no wa nya dwuma bi afiri mu onye no nya ndie bi afiri mu onye no nya nwodi bi afiri mu ifa onye kura no na ebi kura wa nya adwuma age afiri mu
enti na eho enkyemu eno no ti utu ho cha bi wo ho a abra watu ho acha wo ye ne free no obi atenani ehwe wo ohunu se wadwuma so ani unwie no na wanya adwuma ewo mtinye bibia ene yesika ebi wo ho a eyetu ho ache ti mu amaba attachment no nyene nyina na esika utu ho che na oyire wo ho na ye ne yie na mfa ne se we menya katua bia na mom oyire wo ho na ye ne yie abonso obi hwe owie na okokora no a na ukọ no obi ampese obekọ Muse doctors say we ya say obi ampese obekọ that's wo ho sa obonso wom sa na kwa na regularize no sa na tetu ho acha adwuma no ye nyina e bi agyan those days e nyina e bi agyan nti obi a eye bi nti we no memfa ne say news na mekan efutu wo mpa enra na maka nkyere no ye tra ensem no eso Director Emma Renewables ewo Bui Power Authority opening wisdom ahia tokutu en wode atodwa e kire se Ghana enyama hoden bo no soro kwa na ekọ enu achi nkania no dundundundum saa wosusu se ebeja anka yentumi ntua na mo na yemfa de efe no nuclear energy ebi mfamra nuclear energy ne de ya bomb na ya etete honsem na mom yase no so ye fine pa ti Ghana anya hwe kra atomic energy ayi wo ha wo atomic wo no ye hunu wo mo so mfa so bia enkeka ni nyina mom ni emfa no so enka ho ebi
countries do are using nuclear power most of our countries no we industrialize identity because we generate electricity from nuclear we to make generating at a cheaper cost so we process it bibia won say sika bebre so ubetumi aye ubetumi compete in the international market so when say any country omo nuclear power plant omo industrialize because omo nya electricity no very cheap and Ghana say ye per se ye add value to ye resources ye here electricity le bonye dey and one of the sure options obenya is nuclear. Who can find electricity from oil?
One kwajo ba for enana edisa enkomo abusia for enam ball ntino yembre no pi no a ekọ nti enne ne de yebete ne tew ena yede emamo nti yede mo ebesi ha na nyame ya adom a wɔkyena yasan atoa mo so na yede ensem no a aka antumi ankɔ no ɔse wani ne na obedi no ɔkyena de hia aduane no wani ne na ubedi no ɔkyena nti we say ne mani ne no medi no ɔkyena nti eno ano no maame bi a wɔpai ɔse aduane no na ɛwɔ hɔ no mani ne na ubedi no ɔkyena because ansa ɔkyena ɔbɛsan de afra aduane no de amamusa enti but mo am won cry no Uber this discount campaign be our money Access Bank and aka bom take advantage na fa usika to Access Bank na use your card no download the app Uber no you be say promo code now the Access Right Savings e dia shim eno ano no ubenya kwan na afi wenya 30% discount it is say 100 so between 70 we a very good initiative ye de aba and take advantage na emwa sanso ena ventures and so egu so eboa pa se open konwa egu dan we na brunyan watumi ede a enjoy no bomodia se obeba ena ventures ye wala pass bigot junction hwa oba ebe ma nkonwa ni bi ye wo mpanso ho ye wodidi pono ye dining table ena ye wo nkonwa stuffing papa ni nyina ebi ewo ho bra na baji bi gum na brunyan na eba na ho beba fi omba omonhunu sampa wasiesi ho fine oba friend was 0267 386 231 0267 386 231 na ye know any enko Rejamu ede ama TV na ya twaso wo radio so na nsa na mejamu no mamemfa we enwie agenkwa liquid fertilizer in fact fertilizer bia very good eboa ma no baye no fine pa eno achi no assignment green ne ye green fine na nya chlorophyll atumi aye photosynthesis na aduan ba na ebeba ase na atumi abo akese esan ema nutrients wasa asinum no ekam edema enuaba no na afen so esan ye organic how bia eni achi enti tobi sesi a SJ agrochemicals womo na ede aba obetumi afre womo ewo fumesua ana se wo frɛ 0535 007 502 0535 007 502 na ye no eni nkomo yemfa nsi a wo TV so me di Kofi Adomah Nwanwanii na nankra to hene a odi kan